What is going on, everyone? It's your guy Cole Jackson back here on Road Graders, and today we're going to be diving into this young, hungry pass rush group. Two guys playing with a lot on the line, looking like the clear number 5, 6 on the depth chart right now. Obviously, we have kind of the key starters, I would say, to open the season, and Kyle Van Noy and Odafe Owe. We have the promising young talent of Mike Green, who could be starting sooner rather than later. And we have Tavius Robinson, who is your typical glass eater, typical Canadian boy, good Canadian lad from up here in the Great White North, who, I think is going to earn some opportunities rushing from the inside this year, in addition to, being that run stopper on the outside. So that kind of leaves David Ojabo, Adisa Isaac as recent draft picks that are a little bit, I would say, on the bubble. I think more in than not, but it's not really in the Ravens' nature to keep 6 outside linebackers, so there's a little bit of a battle for that 5th spot, and I think it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. And both Ojabo and Isaac answered the bell, or answered the call, getting 3 pressures each in this first preseason. So let's break it down. Let's take a look at who really stood out on film, because I'm going to have a little bit of a theory that I'll wrap up with, but I'll just say based on the film, I think David Ojabo has the edge right now. So please hit that like button, hit subscribe if you're new here, drop a comment down below. Let me know who you think is getting that 5th spot, and let me know what you think about keeping 6. And before we jump into it, first time I've done this, I want to say thank you to the current road crew, which consists of just my guy Samuel Moore. This is something I've never advertised before on the channel. I've had it kind of activated. I've never really tried to sell anybody on it, and I am going to be doing it this year. So please consider joining the channel, becoming a member of the road crew. What you're going to get access to is a Google Drive with all 22 film library for the regular season. We're going to have member live streams, custom requests where you guys can actually request film from me, and I will prioritize what you guys want if you're a member of the road crew, and member shoutouts. And it's really, more of a tip jar. If you do want to join and support the channel, all proceeds will go back into the channel. I want to do some upgrades in my software, that sort of thing. You can hit join following the link that you can see up there above. So let's get into it. We're going to start with Ojabo in the pass rush game. We'll take a look at the sack. It was obviously an unblocked sack. It was fun in live time, but when you go back and watch it, free lane here, just, I could have gotten the sack. And, to add to it, Anthony Richardson is reading his left side, not even seeing Ojabo, and Ojabo just absolutely cracks him. Really what happens here, it's kind of a failure of their line call. So you're going to see the center, once he snaps the ball, they have a half line shift to their left, our right, their left. So he's going to snap and look that way, and that's going to create a 3-man rush on this side with 2 offensive linemen. So as that happens, Trent Simpson's going to come. The right tackle makes the decision to block the interior man, which is Simpson. That's the right decision. You block that. That's rule of thumb. You block inside, outside as a priority, because if he stays outside on Ojabo, Simpson's getting that, and there's a shorter path from the middle. So I think this right tackle actually made the right call. And as you can see, you've got 3 guys blocking, I'd say 1, because Mike Green's actually going to drop here. So this is just a line call gone bad, leaves him empty, but Anthony Richardson is really at fault here, because he has to find that guy that comes hot. He has to be able to read that backside. Especially as soon as he saw Mike Green drop out, he probably should have, taken a little time to read the line. But that was just kind of a perfect storm for the Ravens defense, and Ojabo gets the smack, but a couple really solid reps. You're going to see it here again from Ojabo. This is just pure athleticism. So first of all, what a jump of the snap. 45 or a deep vert. He's going to go kind of a quick set. And as he does that, Ojabo rushes upfield, which works out really well. He's kind of forcing that there. We just saw him beat Rivers out wide, so he's again lined up, almost 2 full gaps over. He's going to rush upfield, a little speed to power, but try and exploit and provides that help. But I really like seeing this from a pass rush plan perspective, because, he lines up the same way. He's got no tight end, force him to move, and he just beat him that way on his edge. So now he's going to try and do the same thing, try and get him to overset and exploit this in here just from the left side. Just again, you can see his ability to use some upfield bursts. So he's going to get hands on, little stutter step, and then you can see right here he creates a short corner lane just by staying upfield. Good bend, and we'll talk about that a little bit with Isaac when we get to him. Now I believe we have some run snaps because I thought he looked very physical in the run game, which I like seeing. You're going to see right here, to exploit it, he's going to collapse on him. That's just a really good run defense rep, and that's what we want to see from Ojabo. I think that's, that's something I've seen in development. Very, very good long arm in that run game. You're going to see it again here. Same idea, two-hand strike. You're going to see him lean in and stab with that right hand, so that inside hand's going to push so that he can try and break the right there. So can't really see it from this angle. I wish I had the other angle. You're going to see a glove flash down. That shows me is his ability to stack and then shed the block. I don't remember seeing him have that run defense, just showing some of that development. And I mean, kudos to Ojabo. The guy's gone through so much adversity in his young career, and you can see him continuing to get better. I think that's very exciting. Another good play here. See him, he's going to stick, he's side, but using that inside long arm to be able to protect that edge. You can see right there, Jalen Armour-Davis is going to step up, and he's going to force him to cut right back in. But look at fighting that to stay square, and then you can see, look at his hands, pushing back out there. So those hand fighting skills, I think, is showing some real development in his game. Now we get into Adisa Isaac's pass rush game. We'll look at his run defense after. And so just to kind of summarize what I'm seeing from him is, and I remember we talked, really he tries to be a speed to power converter where he essentially wants to long arm his defender. So when he gets into a pass rush rep, he wants to get out and get that inside hand, drive it in here, and essentially bull rush off that, and then work in rips or work in some outside pass rush moves. But he's very limited in his ability to explode around the edge. We're going to second. So this is a great rep from Isaac. So you see right there, he's just going to work that edge, and you can see, and then he's trying to bend that edge right there. That's kind of his go-to. Keep moving here. And see it right there again. So again, he's going to get his hands inside. Go through it slow. Hands inside. So you see good hand placement there. He's got the inside hand. He's going to push off there. Extend. And that creates a little bit of space. And then he's going to rip that right arm under. Right there. And that's where he's going to gain the edge. So his ability to gain the edge is really through that hand fighting and not so much through his explosive bend. Now, Mike Green's coming in from the other side. Foot here, it should have been a split sack, but credit Isaac for bending there, because his ability, like his ankle flexion on that was very impressive. So if I saw what we just looked at there consistently, I'd be pretty excited. But I mean, so he's going to stick that inside hand again. He's been doing it almost every rep. He's going to stick that outside hand right there. He created that separation. What we saw in that last rep is him rip and dip under instead here. So that's a little concerning to see. And then we get into the run game. Thought he did a lot better there. You see nice little long arm ability there. Set a hard edge, make a tackle. Thought that was solid. No issues there for me. You can see him right there. He's going to start setting the edge. I think he does a good job forcing that cutback, and as soon as he sees that, you can see he's in a little half-man relationship. He's going to take this inside hand and push off to come back inside and get in on the tackles. Same idea. He's going to, take on two blocks from the two tight ends here. They had a double tight end set on the left-hand side. He's going to split it and then try and get that arm in. So not really a huge issue there for me in the run game. Thought he was okay there. But overall, I think you could see David Ojabo just looking like the more explosive guy that could have gone in the first round if he didn't get hurt. He has that physical upside, and I think you're seeing some good development out of his technique. Isaac, I'm struggling with him just because I just really don't see the path to success for him.